Oh.
Hi,
Let's
everybody.
let's talk about
I could
let's talk about
somehow
Kamen.
I convinced these guys to join us again. Welcome back to another Common Writer podcast review. I'm Kachiri, joined again by Fresno, Chris, and Kat, because I did not think
Hi.
about coming up with any kind of funny things. Uh, we also have 5 episodes to talk about, but before we get into that, a lot has happened in the Tokusatsu community over the last couple of weeks since we recorded the first episode. One of
Yes.
which, yeah, one of which is we got the introduction to Kamen Rider Gotchard. You know, I posted the leak image of Gotchard in the last podcast, which I uploaded a day after he got fully revealed. So even though we were talking about like a leak, um, yeah, it was uploaded a day
So
too
I
late.
have a question then. Is it Swiss chart that they've got?
Eh,
Eh,
Aristotle
common denominator.
Shinaito.
Starting this fun train early. We also a big famous guy in YouTube that a lot of us here know, Lil Karibo, publicly announced that he was going to watch all of Zero One, which caused a lot of arguments and debates. And I do want to point out the fact that we here do not gatekeep in any single way. Of course, we're also watching Zero One. But if these guys wanted to watch a show I particularly have been vocal about disliking, I'm not going to turn them down for making me watch Ghost next or Ryuki or Wizard. And honestly, no one should gatekeep anything. And yeah,
Well, I mean, we could gatekeep
Let people.
some things like hate speech. Let's just gatekeep
oh
against
yeah, no, of
hate
course,
speech.
yeah. But if someone is going to be trying to enjoy a show, don't tell them, no, don't watch that show. That show is horrible. Watch this show instead. All you're telling them is to not watch the show.
Okay,
Yeah.
so question: is little Karibo being gatekeep kept because he's done something, or is it just people gatekeeping because they didn't like the show?
They didn't like Zero One. And
Oh well, then I'm going to gatekeep little Karibo. He better do an animation if he's gonna watch all this.
I mean, I
He
think he's
he
already
did.
watched it all.
He binged the whole thing.
Yeah, no. In the 2 weeks since we posted the in the 2 weeks since we recorded the first episode, he's watched everything, including the movies. Like,
Nice.
I
Damn.
uploaded the video last week, and he was somewhere around the point of the episodes we were on, and I decided on a whim to ask him if he wanted to like say his thoughts on the podcast. Of course, never got any response, but then he was like 20 episodes later the following day.
Well, that would be
My
a
dude.
trip.
If you actually
What
managed
is
to get
it?
little
you
Karibo on our podunk tiny little show, do you have any idea how explosive that would be? I would die.
Yeah, that'd be
I
like
would want
getting
to shake his
that would
hand.
be
He's
like
responsible for a lot of my childhood.
that would be like getting Colin Baker on a Doctor Who review show. Can you imagine that?
I mean, to be fair, he didn't technically know he was doing that.
Yeah, if he did, he might not have broke an NDA with Big Finish.
Ooh.
Anyway,
So,
We only
Anyway,
did
that's
like
a line
5
on the
people.
bridge.
It's fine.
We are talking about Zero One.
and we are starting out with an episode that Fresno was all excited to get into.
This was a good episode. I liked this one. It showed the issue in a different light than you would expect when you're talking about AI art, because it's not just some rando who can't draw for shit being like, I'll make a computer do it instead of commissioning an actual artist. No, it's actually about
no,
a manga artist who's like, I don't want to work anymore. I'll make AI do it all for me. I've lost my drive to do it.
Kamen Rider Drive. I get the pun.
But, oh wait.
Naruto Naito. I have not. I have like I
No,
said, the only
no.
Kamen Rider I've watched is that Pac-Man movie and this. So if I make any Kamen Rider puns, they are completely.
No, that was I was trying to make a joke. But anyway, so this manga artist, first off, this episode starts out by showing how regular people can order human gear for their own personal use. And apparently, there's different plans, and they can create a character like it's an MMORPG. And Aruto and Izu is instructed to replace a manga artist, Humagear, that's basically been worked to death. Basically, this manga artist has them create an entire manga. He doesn't even think of the plots anymore. He doesn't do any of the arts. And the fact is, he's using them 24/7, and they are actually being worked to death because of it.
Can I also say one thing I really like about this part, where they're designing human gears and stuff? I like the fact that we see the guy who's going to be in the next episode designing his human gear.
Oh yeah,
That's a nice touch.
there's a
I was gonna say.
I like how Naruto is basically like, hey guys, check out my human gear.
It's basically Shrek.
Yeah,
It's just Shrek.
with
an
an
upside down
nose.
nose.
Yeah.
But no, I do love like all the little touches with characters being in some and stuff. I don't know if anyone knows, but during episode 9, the old couple from the very first episode from Aruto's stand-up routine is in the hospital getting a checkup.
I didn't notice that. Ooh, neat touch.
Yeah, so there's a lot.
Aww.
Yeah, there's a lot of tiny touches like that all throughout.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Anyway,
Good.
so Aruto is explaining how, oh man, I love this anime. I've been watching this anime, reading the manga ever since I was a kid. He's all excited. He's, again, he's like a bare little kid having all of his dreams come true. And of course, as you know, never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a manga artist like Kazuki Takahashi, who was an actual hero.
Rest in peace.
Rip
Oh
in
man,
peace.
why are we bringing up Death? Now I'm sad about Rubens again. Anyway,
Yeah, that happened the day that happened today as we record. So again, rip to a real one.
Oh yeah. Hey, Kuchuri cutting in while editing to let you guys know I cut out that talk with Paul Rubens, made it its own little side video. Go ahead and check it out with the links down below. And now back to the regular episodes we were talking about.
We're getting
Yeah, we got way off track. So yeah,
Rolling
just
it back.
Rolling it back. So, anyway,
We get to the mangaka's studio, which, by the way, is just a freaking palace. Like, this mangaka is hella rich because normally they live in a little card box of sadness and stress.
Yeah, the life of a manga artist is kind of hell.
Like,
They work like 20 hours a day.
and this manga is apparently like Hunter x Hunter levels of manga.
damn.
So,
It was cute. Furries.
Don't
So
start.
Naruto is being all fanboy, talking about how much he was a big fan, and he's surprised that the mangaka isn't doing any of the art anymore. The mangaka plays along, but then goes like, "Hey, I need a replacement right now. You're going to give me a replacement, right?" And kind of
Yeah,
hurts
they
Naruto.
bring him a brand new one. He gets it on, starts getting it programmed. Another one dies. Like, this poor thing.
Oh yeah.
I say thing. It was clearly a dude. Like, the Symphogear has sat here working his ass off, and he just collapses.
It begins.
His
And
entire
he's
life
like-
was in that chair.
Oh, and the dude comes over. This big dude just kind of starts shaking him, and then he just slaps him down like he's a rusty bucket of bolts, and it's honestly kind of
Whoa.
upsetting.
Well, I'm gonna need to order another drawing machine.
Which really hurts Naruto. Again, don't ever meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like he's treating them like slaves.
Which
Human gears are meant to help people, not be rundown tools.
And again, that's we've seen this conversation happen more than once with like Yua, and so Aruto goes out, runs into there was another like the head artist G-Pen, who was going to argue about, how they've been treated, but then decided to just go on and get some shopping done instead.
Yeah, he's
Aruto
basically
and
on the
Izu.
cusp of singularity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like
Which,
upset that his friend has been treated like that.
which wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
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 Oh man,
And
I'd
of
deck the
course,
dude, but he had restraint.
but, well, he might deck the dude after what immediately happens, which, oh no, a self-aware human gear, you know what that means. It's time to
Hi,
irreversibly turn you into a monster.
Hi,
Hooray.
Jin. So, let me get back to my notes. So we had a scene earlier where Jin's like, "Oh hey, yeah, your purple suited Kamen Rider form was awesome, Hirobi. When is it my turn?"
I want to turn.
Don't
I want to
care
turn.
how, I want it now.
And so Hirobi is like, "Okay, well, steal yourself a key then." He's like, "Okay, I'll steal myself a key." And then, so during this first fight against this drill Magia, Aruto is a little bit of a butterfingers, drops a key, and Jin reacts a little bit too late, which should kind of have told Aruto, let's not be losing those keys now.
Yeah.
He does.
Oh,
He does not lose the fighting shark key, and fights off the monster. And all the other manga artists come out just in time to get turned into the putties.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey.
Can I also point out, like, Jin, bless this dumb babby, because he could have solved all of his problems and completed his mission. He was pointing a gun at Aruto, and what does he do? He monologues.
Yeah.
Well, if he didn't, the show would be over.
I mean,
That'd be
yeah,
really
but, like,
funny,
these
though.
villains.
Can we do that?
Somebody
Can
do
we
it.
get a clip of this and then have it be like, he starts monologuing and then it cuts to black, you hear a bang, and then the credits start?
I'm sure someone can edit that.
I'm sure
Well,
we're
I think
already
what
pissing
would-
off the fans of the show just because we're watching 01, so, might as well go the extra mile.
I mean,
Well,
dude.
I think what would have happened if Jin would have ever actually used the gun, I think Izu actually has the speed to actually like block bullets and stuff like that. But
Possibly.
yeah, no, it doesn't.
There you go.
But
That's the way out of
also,
it.
Chris,
Yeah.
you asked me this question. It is a drill because it's based off a prehistoric snail.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, like, a lot of these, in these 5 episodes, the monster of the day, I didn't understand what some of them were, and I was very confused by the drill thing. And it's just
Yeah.
like, what kind of animal is that?
Yeah, it's
But that
apparently
makes more
based off a
sense now.
snail.
That lived during the Paleogene and Neogene periods.
That's a long time ago.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
And
think they
from
just designed the suits and then came up with whatever it was supposed to be later, or do you think they just, oh, everybody, who's your favorite fossil?
possibly.
Look at that amazing snail.
Look at my
I
snail.
think
My
so.
snail is amazing.
So they, as I said in the previous episode, there's like a multi-year plan per season, even though they do this all year round. Usually they have the ideas for the toys and stuff first. So if like they want the monsters of the week to be like a specific theme, like Zodiac stuff, they create the Zodiac monsters, and then they're like, what if they're all bullies at school? And then you got Kamen Rider Forze.
Oh, all right. So
Okay.
toys first, then they put together the theme, and then they put the story after it. Got it.
And then they film a month before it comes out, basically.
So it's basically
Oh.
like how Power Rangers works over here.
Look at
Kind
my
of.
toys.
Power
My
Rangers.
toys are amazing.
Power Ranger
Uh.
steals from... No, Power Ranger doesn't steal from Sentai. But Power Ranger, they know that their toys are going to be based off of Sentai. Hasbro comes up with a few extra toys and tells Netflix or Nickelodeon, hey, we want to sell these toys that we've upgraded from the toys from Japan. So that's why you get the Ninja Steel mode inside the Megazord.
Hmm.
Hey,
I see.
we've got a bunch of Zords to their cars and planes and shit with faces on them, and it's really funny and strange. So what's the show about? Oh, it's a robot apocalypse.
Yeah,
Hey guys, we got a
I
bunch of
mean,
like these old toys still around. What are we gonna do with them? Reboots.
not even just that. Some of the Sentai toys still get sent over to like Power Rangers when they're filming, in some of the suits. And if they're like, "Oh, we're not going to use this now," they'll use it like 5 years later. So
Ah.
like, one of the major villains from Tokyuger that came out in like 2015, 2016. They never used the trained Power Rangers from Japan, but they decided to use the main villain suit as a random villain like 2 years ago in one of their seasons.
Huh.
So they do that. Anyway, that's neither. That's yeah. There's a
That,
lot of production, but so
that's
so while this goes on, we get a shotgun briefcase now for Fuwa,
Cool.
which packs quite a
knocks
punch,
him.
but
It
What?
knocks him on his ass. That was so funny. Recoil,
but
man.
we also find out heat is Vicaria's weakness. And of course, we gotta make that 3D print object.
Gotta get a new toy.
Oh yeah.
We also meet the old dude and the main focus on the next episode,
Yes.
where they meet with the mangaka for a neat little scene.
A neat little scene. He says, "Oh, hi, this is a Human Gear voice actress. Great. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. She doesn't need rest. She's just a robot. Woohoo!"
Hey, Frez.
Uh,
Whenever you do that, you constantly cut out. You might want to tone it down a little bit because we got maybe half.
Oh no, the Fresno Huma gear is malfunctioning.
Oh no.
Excuse you. He would definitely be a Symphogear.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Would definitely be.
100% would be.
100%
So-
it is.
Chris.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Chris.
But we shall not
Okay,
so Gandhi
alright.
from.
Chris. You know
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
need to do.
All right, I'll do. I know.
You made me a magical girl like 10 years ago.
I swear at some point we made you into a Symphogear, but now I don't remember where that picture is.
What? You made me a Symphogear or you made me a magical girl?
Yes.
No, we definitely made you a magical girl with a corgi head.
I don't remember the corgi head. I remember. Hang on. Talk about Kamen Rider while I find this.
Anyway, so while this is going on, there's a bunch of back and forths where the vice president and his lackey is like, "You gotta fulfill this guy's order." Arto's like, "No, he's mishandling our product, and it's his right. He's rich. He pays us." And Izu is conflicted because she wants to follow Arto's orders, but understands what the company's about. And we get this really cool scene where she recreates a memory in the office with Arito's granddad.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's a tiny bit later.
She's trying to find the definition of passion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she asked
Yes.
Aruto about passion because she looked on the internet and she just saw that it meant burning spirit. And so, like, that kind of gives Aruto the idea of, wait, the shotgun blast hurt the monster because it was fire-based. So, is there any chance that we can make a new progress key that is fire-based? And guess what they do?
But yeah, no, we get the scene where Izu is taking a lot of the grandfather's words to heart, and there's a bit is she gaining singularity scene where she confronts the mangaka by herself.
She asks him if he has passion. And he has no idea how to answer her.
On to
And
the
so, of course-
following. Go ahead.
Of course, like, he issues a complaint about this. Or he talks to Aruto. They're Gosh, were they fulfilling the order, or was he telling them no,
Yeah,
we're not
no,
giving you
when
anymore?
the vice president lackey went ahead of when all the shipments of like the half dozen replacement human gears was supposed to be, and and Naruto finds out that Izu violated his order, and then she shows up. Oh, Izu did the thing, and then she shows up to say the order's not happening right now, which causes a little bit of tension until G Pin shows up again.
Yeah,
It's
And,
like,
yeah.
honestly, I think
uh,
this part really symbolizes that whole AI art thing, because this is something Chris and I are kind of at odds about. Whereas, I kind of agree with, grandfather Hedon. It's like, this is something that it does turn people lazy. Essentially, you just plug in what you're looking for. It generates it. It can't generate hands, thank fuck, but it could still generate whatever you want. And to me, that's the ultimate death to art, because it's like, where's the passion anymore? Where's the ability to express yourself? Like, we should be
And
celebrating people
I
who have
highly
these
disagree
talents.
with that sentiment. I highly disagree with that because there are some people that don't know how to express what's in their hearts, and they can use the AI to get it out of their head and onto a page to help them create their world.
Which, if they were
True,
It's
using
not
but
their
about
own
being lazy,
style,
it's
I could
about having a
understand
lack
that.
of skill.
the thing is,
Yeah,
if
but
the
like,
if the AI is borrowing art from people who did not consent from their art to be used to train an AI, and it creates, let's say the art is using art from Da Vinci or something, not Da Vinci. Why am I
I
blanking
mean,
completely right now?
literally all art copies itself. Every single old master has been copied to death. There comes to be a point where there's a lot of redundancy, and while it is unfortunate that a lot of people's art gets copied, the unfortunate reality is it's going to continue to be copied whether there's AI or not. I've had my own art traced. I've had my own art stolen. It sucks. It really does, but it's gonna happen. You put it out there, it's gonna get stolen. That doesn't mean you should stop creating,
I
nor
mean,
does it mean you should limit people to create.
I will say, as a creative person who also cannot draw worth a fuck, there is some merit in using AI to like get a thing out of your head, but also one could argue that if you're going to do it like on a presentable scale and not just a theoretical, I need to use this as a reference for my art, uh, you should consider paying an artist over paying a AI learning algorithm.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
I don't know.
there's
It's just the
issues
scummy
with that
factor,
too,
you
because
know?
like some people, when you really want to hire an artist and actually pay them what they're worth, sometimes it's really hard to get a commission in a timely manner because their backlog is enormous.
Uh, yeah.
And that puts a lot of strain on people who want to take commissions because you are going to get scumbags that want to pay an exposure. Like it takes a good bit of trust between an artist and a creative mind to be able to come up with something that they're not just going to screw you over with one way or the other.
I guess where I really find the contention is the idea that someone could say, make this in somebody's style, and it turns out to be like something really bad, like child porn, and then they use that to blackmail the person or hurt the person in some way. Maybe it won't happen, and if I gave anybody that idea, you're a terrible person. But like, I'm worried that
I
it'll get to
mean,
that
let's be
point.
honest, I'm pretty sure that shit's already been done.
Oh, 100%. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody has deep faked something in one way or another.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I just don't believe
So
we should be
there's
giving people the tools to
it's a
continue doing
double-edged
that.
sword.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
That's
double-edged sword for sure.
And I don't
And
think there's
while it
any
can
right
help, it
answer to
can make
this.
people lazy.
yeah.
No.
There's no
Because,
right
like,
answer
the
to
same
this.
argument was made about Photoshop when it came out. Oh,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna take actual pictures anymore. Well, guess what?
Uh,
They still do.
no, there's
I
something.
guess it's a worry about it saturating the market so much that actual talent is no longer recognized, and people are just like, "No, you AI generated that," and it's like, "No, I actually took the time to be able to make it." Obviously, with
Yeah, but
physical
here's the
media,
thing.
it's one thing, but digital
And
media,
again,
it's over.
going back
Yeah,
to
people still buy paintings.
going back to the theme of the episode, it is about passion because with a real artist, they have emotions and give a fuck about what they're creating. Whereas a computer is just, assembling things based on code and what it's been taught to assemble. There's no feeling behind it. It's just mechanical reference.
Six
Now
fingers is
loading
Right,
up.
perfectly
so it
fine.
needs guidance.
Well, it's guidance, I suppose, but also, there's no human factor to it, and that's a big part of creativity. That's what I find.
Yeah, as long as there's some human factor to it, as long as there's some guidance to what is being created, and it's not just, oh, I want to see Mikasa's face on this body, naked. Like, seriously, people, like, seriously,
Yeah.
that's what you have this thing that can literally paint worlds for you, and this is what you do. This is what you do.
Chris, may I remind you of the age-old adage that the internet is for porn?
The internet's for porn. The internet is for porn.
What the fuck?
You never heard the?
No,
You
that's
never heard the
pretty
song?
much the voice. That's the
No,
voice.
I've heard it. I just did not expect you to suddenly break into the fucking Avenue Q impression.
It was a really good impression too.
It's one
It
of the few
was a
impressions I
shock.
can do.
But Gutierrez,
Ah.
what you think he do after?
I mean, if anybody's interested, there is one impression I can do, but it's just of a massive twat.
I was born in the United States of America.
Ta-da!
And if you're interested, there's another impression I can do. I'm back. That's what's coming, Rider 01.
I've also been told I can
hate
do the I don't know if you guys ever the Nostalgia Critic had a character that was the nitpick nerd like character.
I hate that I know this, but the character's name is literally Douchey McNickpick.
Yeah. So I once in like an old podcast like 12 years ago, someone attacked one of the people I was, on the podcast with because they got like one of the tiniest details wrong on their post. And of course, this is 2007. She was female.
Oh
so-
boy, here we go.
Oh.
Oh.
And so
Oh, no.
I decided for like 5 minutes to, with a voice, make fun of that person. And all of a sudden, one of the other people there, they're now she was like, man, you sound exactly like Douchey McNickpick. And I'm like, who's that? And then I ended up watching a whole bunch of Nostalgia Critic, and eventually I was on their game show. Anyway.
Opposite
anyway.
fanboy.
Anyway, so the
Remind me to
manga
tell you
shows
about that
up.
later, Chris. That was interesting.
That was
Oh.
certainly a thing.
Mm.
No. Yes,
I mean,
Madhya.
you had a good experience from what I understand you said.
Honestly, so I'm happy to say this publicly. I know a lot of people were burned by the Walkers. I did not have one bad experience with them.
Well,
I'm
I
glad
hate,
you
I
had
hate
a
to tell
positive
you this, Kachiri, but that's because you were a white male.
Oof!
Oof.
Wow!
Oof.
You know I'm right. You know I'm
Um,
right.
The few conversations I've had with Malcolm Ray after the whole thing blew up, I mean, he still is in good terms. So anyway,
So, Kamen Rider 01.
So, bad guys attack. The mangaka dives onto a table, grabs something, Aruto prepares the transformation, points out that the manga still has passion because of what he grabbed, which was the original pin he started the whole manga with.
And then
Yeah,
this throws
which,
me
by
for
the
a loop.
way,
Go ahead.
oh, okay, sorry. By the way, they never mention how important that pen is to him. It's just implied importance. But looking at the pen, you can see it's very worn. It's, of course, very dear to him. Y- I don't think they explained that that was the first pen that he'd ever used
Unless it's a mistranslation and they just sort of left it out.
or glossed over it or something, but yeah, I thought that was a nice touch, not saying what it was, but you know what it is.
Okay, this kind of threw me for a loop, though. So we're in the mangaka's house. The G pen shows
I know
up, and
where you're
Naruto's like, "I'm gonna transform," and then all of a sudden, we're in a big warehouse.
Yeah, apparently,
Yeah!
the abandoned warehouse district is just behind the guy's house.
It's just hard cut to a warehouse. All right, now we're in a suitable location for our Kamen Rider fight.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
my notes
he
for
has a
this were-
printing house. He has a printing house in his gigantic mansion, and this is where they ship out all the manga. Obviously.
Oh Lord, but yeah,
Well, yeah.
my notes here that I so lovingly typed out to Kat so that she could enjoy them in real time. Where, how did they get out here? What the fuck? Where is this? And then, yay, fire tiger.
Anyway. So, it's time for a Kamen Rider fight.
So we get our new progress key. And again, it's Blazing Tiger, which Aruto ends up burning his face with.
And Issa and the manga guy are watching this, and the manga guy he's looking at this, he's like, oh my god, and he's sketching it like, oh, this is awesome.
Before that, though, he tries to throw a prop sword to him in sort of like a heroic moment. I thought Izzy just sort of reached out her hand and was like, no.
That's okay, I got this. Anyway, Fua shows up, and
Yep, Punching Kong is strong enough to handle the shotgun. And
I love that. I just love that. I'm using my new form, Punching Kong. Here's my special attack, gun.
But then he used the shotgun. It still shot out giant fists, so it still works.
A shotgun that shoots fists.
I'm going to
When
defeat you
you
with the
want-
power of punching and this gun I found.
When you want to punch someone over 20 feet away. Anyway, we get. I actually like this fight scene because they decided to do it like a manga thing.
Oh,
Like-
that was a really
Yeah, it
cool
was cute.
touch. I loved this.
Yeah.
That was a very good.
Because
A++,
didn't you
that was
didn't
adorable.
you say that Kamen Rider originally started as a manga?
Yeah. Show then manga. The manga was
Ah.
Oh, okay.
so Kamen Rider. If I really want to get even farther deep into it, the show was based off another manga called Skullman, also made by Shotaro Ishinomori.
Nice.
And then
Did y'all know that Ishinomori did a manga of A Link to the Past?
Really?
I actually owned
Oh,
that manga as a
You know what, I
kid.
might have that.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it was
It's probably out in the...
they put into 12 issues of Nintendo Power, and they released the book by itself, and then they've released like a remastered book recently because I saw it at a local video store, like combination of like books, videos, CDs, movies store.
Okay,
Nice.
but how much? Low-key, how
Uh,
much?
I don't remember. I didn't grab it, but
Damn it.
the thing is, I didn't realize it was Shotaro Ishimori until I'm like, hey, I had, it was like 6. Grabbed it, looked at the back. Oh, he was my childhood.
It's
Anyway.
weird how people can do that. Like they don't even know who you are, but they've already been such a big part of your life. Damn,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Or even just like something that I found out quite some time ago. I found this out, but you know the mangaka for Sailor Moon.
She's married to the mangaka for
Yu Yu
Yu
Hakusho.
and Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Didn't
like you can
mention that
see
last time?
influences. It's like holy crap.
No, there's a funny picture where it's like, she said in an interview that she wanted a more submissive man, and then it's a picture of her on top of her $100,000 car next to a picture of him with all of his toys, being like a 40-year-old, 10-year-old kid. And it's like, yeah, these two are married, and she said in an interview she likes missing men.
Let's be
Anyway.
fair. She
Also-
wrote and
That
did
explains a
Sailor
lot about
Moon.
Tuxedo Mask.
Also, I need to link this tweet because it's
Oh, it's about wow.
Yeah.
this
yeah.
is a
Oh
that is
wait,
relevant.
we know this artist, Chris. That's I'm the Grim Reaper girl. That's Grave Weaver. I love Grave Weaver.
That's the what?
I don't know who this
Oh,
is.
Yeah.
That's Grave Weaver.
Oh.
I literally just seen the song
Yeah.
on my.
Okay, so she does a webcomic on
Okay.
Webtoons. Yeah, Grey Weaver. Oh, I love her. I love her manga.
Anyway,
I don't know anything about her.
let's finish off this episode.
Anyway, that Drill Man gets beat.
Yeah.
It's
Aruto replaces G-Pen. The mangaka decides he's going to start drawing, gives Aruto a gift of his brand new character, which is not Aruto.
It's based
Oh,
off.
yeah, it's
Come on.
based off of Fuwa.
And then we get our bombshell cliffhanger of this episode. Jin, you are my son.
Oh my god.
It's not
Jin,
true.
I am your father.
It's not possible.
Which, if you think we're
Star
going to get the full explanation of that in the next episode, we kind of do. But it's time to go from one controversial topic about AI art to AI voice acting.
Hooray!
And
using the visage and intellectual property of the dead.
hey, this I want to mention right up front. I didn't mention it up front, but I know last time we joked about Kamen Rider 01's laughable CGI. But given that we are about to talk about laughable CGI and the whole issue of Using the Dead, I want to mention up front that earlier last week, my friend Joe wanted to do a thing, and he didn't want to do it alone, so I went through it with him. We watched The Flash. And I am going to be nice to Kamen Rider because the things I've seen have to scar me.
Oh,
Yep.
Let's
nope,
I mean,
put
fair
free.
enough.
I think we could put it one simple way, Friz. It is the movie that Ezra Miller deserves.
Oh god.
Yes.
Oof. Oof.
It's the movie. That's yeah.
All right. Let's
And let's just leave
so-
it there.
Putting
we
out the
start
fire
out
with gasoline.
So we start out the episode with Aruto watching a bunch of voice actors doing their work, and I do want to point out that the human voice actress here, the one who says the catchphrase of the character from Aruto's favorite anime and manga and all that stuff, actually is a pretty famous voice actress. Normally, she's been in
Nice.
Hunter x Hunter,
Ooh.
Promised Neverland, and I don't know if you guys follow the Pokemon anime too closely. She was the female companion for all of XY, Bonnie.
Neat.
Oh.
Oh.
And the main focus of the episode, I know I brought up Pretty Cure or whatever, Curl.
Pretty cure, yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty cure.
the anime that's part of this whole superhero mourning thing. The actress for her was the lead Pretty Cure for one of the seasons.
Okay.
Kyo Whip. Whip.
Whip.
Whip. Cool Whip. She also was in the live action Fair Flame.
Hey,
Frame
hey,
movie.
hey! You know what will make this so that everybody knows exactly who she is? Chris. She's Himino
no.
from Chainsaw Man.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Anyway,
Kojima!
we find out that Aruto's here not for the voice actress, but was there because he was asked to tag along with Fuwa. Oh, also, I want to point out, Aruto also says he loves the catchphrase, which makes me in my head canon believe that's why he has the whole "there's only one person who can stop you, and it's me" catchphrase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
he's a
sense.
nerd. He's a nerd.
He's a dweeb. We
But
love him.
oh my
We
gosh,
love
like
him.
the voice actors were so good. They had somebody imitating a cat, and it was just like, oh.
I'm pretty sure that was an actual clip of a cat meowing.
I know, but like she was making the noise. I thought it was cute.
It was very cute.
And Fu was there because the old man basically recreated his dead daughter, which is the
Yeah.
Which
focus
is
of this
illegal,
episode.
apparently.
Uh, he broke the Prime Directive, everybody!
While
Oh,
this is going
bad.
on, Jin is literally googling what a father is.
What
God.
is a son? Ha! And then he's like, Daddy?
But
God.
he really wants to get that progress key. So, oh wait, okay, no, this isn't an episode yet. So he shows up, and then I realize something. So far, all the public transit Humagears have been the Bat Monster.
Uh-huh.
That's
Because it was
interesting.
because it was the bus guy originally, and now this random taxi driver. Um, things happen. Jin's about ready to, make a Magia the daughter, and then the father goes, "Stop! She is my child," which causes Jin to have a mental breakdown.
Issues. He's like, oh,
Wait.
they can have parents too?
Parents are supposed to
Can I just talk
protect?
about can I just talk about Jin for a minute? I love his character. I love his design. He's one of those very innocent, not I mean like
He's a
I
child.
don't know he understands what he's doing, and if he did understand exactly what he was doing fully, I think he would be against all of this, and that's my prediction.
Well, at the end of the episode, he tried to stop it. He
Yeah.
realized he was doing wrong, and then
Yeah.
Up
we'll get
until
to
a
that
point.
here in a bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
minute.
But yeah, it was an intense moment, and Jin just decides I'm just gonna leave and let them go because he's having a existential crisis, and so
During the attack, Sine, is that what her name is?
Sene?
yes,
Something
like
like
that.
Jinx.
She got damaged, and so she is having a different kind of malfunction, where somehow
This is-
she is having memories of the dead girl, which I don't think ever gets explained.
I'm going to make it my
Yeah,
head canon that he uploaded videos of his daughter so that she would act like her.
yeah,
something
like
like
as
that.
she's
That makes sense.
malfunctioning.
Either that or
As she-
there's some weird transhumanist thing going where he uploaded her mind into the body, but I don't think that's the case.
Ghost in the machine?
No, I don't think that's the case at all.
No, it's like the best I
Yeah.
could give is probably videos, and she's based off that.
I will point out
Maybe.
that because of the nature of because this series planned to have 51 episodes originally, cut down to 45. Some writers have the ability to write every episodes. Not every writer does. So when I said this episode is more filler, which is basically the writer was told, "Hey, we need to introduce Kamen Rider Jin in this episode. Do whatever you want for the rest of the writing." Whoever this writer was probably didn't quite understand Takahashi's idea for how Singularity was going to actually work. So there's a chance that there might have been a bit of a disconnect there.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still going to go
That
with my
was-
head canon of he had her watch videos so she would act more like his daughter, and then, like, her singularity kind of conflicted with those videos, because I'm sure that most Humagears don't have that, because it is illegal to make somebody after a dead person without their permission.
Well, and I'm sure
I'm gonna say
the website would have caught that,
Well, not if he
I'm
did
gonna
it after she was
say-
delivered.
haunting. He's haunted by his daughter, and
I
she
mean-
inhabited it. It's a possession.
Ghost of the Machine.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
Ooh.
So we have this
Spooky.
kind of freaky scene where she malfunctions in the living room and just starts repeating the word daddy and stuff like that over and over again in front of Aruto. And it's like giving Aruto his own kind of complex as well, because he knows this is just
Oh,
wrong.
Yeah.
But
like massive moral conflicts here.
Oh shit! I just thought of
Implications
this.
are
Didn't
big.
they? Didn't they also say that the human gear that saved Aruto from the big explosion was based off of his dad?
no, they said that it was a father type Humagear,
Okay.
which which
Okay.
kind of spoils what Horobi is.
Hmm.
So so again, there's a human gear for every function, and so for kids without dads, they actually have a father human gear that's supposed to do all the be a man stuff.
Dad things.
Yeah,
You must be swift as the
Do the
coursing
dad.
river.
No, but okay. I kind of like that. This is sort of just like it's a moral dilemma. You know, there's obviously this rule: don't make a human gear after a person without their consent. But then it gets this twist in this interesting way. It's like, maybe is this an acceptable edge case or not? We could debate this.
I
Where
mean,
it's
this is
like,
Yeah.
I
also
only
another
did,
debate we
I
have
did,
now.
yeah, I did it because she was dead, and I love and miss my daughter. So
Yeah.
I want to use technology to be able to recapture her. Is that wrong?
did you
And
get
one
permission?
person can say, yes, it's against the law. You didn't get permission. And another person can say, have a heart. He's a grieving father. And you can have a real debate about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
this
It was honestly
Go ahead.
it's honestly one of those things where there is no right answer because like you could get somebody trapped in the grieving process where they're unable to heal or move on because they can't let go. And then there's some people that need that to be
Uh,
able to come to terms with what has happened and be at peace with what happened.
Kind of like when
my
So
people
it's
watch
not,
sister,
videos after.
my
yeah,
sister had a voicemail she saved from 2 years before my grandma died, and she had
yeah,
that
yeah.
saved for years, and then a fire destroyed the phone, and she lost the voicemail, and just seeing her react, it was just like she just lost my grandma again.
I
Yeah.
think the
Yeah,
part where it
It's
gets really, like, really controversial, like super, super controversial, is this is actually something that we have problems with now. Is Chris, you remember this, but David Bowie did sadly pass away. And I think what was it, a couple months to a year after he passed, somebody put out a deep
it
fake
was about,
song of his voice.
yeah, they had an AI generated David Bowie song in his voice and it was the most haunting, spooky thing I had ever heard in my life and it felt so wrong.
See, that's
I
where it
mean,
gets
like, yeah,
controversial because it's pointed out
yeah.
that this chick, this Huma Gear chick, has his daughter's voice. So he's in fact trying to be the manager of something where he's going to profit off his daughter's voice, and that's a little weird.
Mm.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's a little
On the other hand, he's like going, "Oh, she died before she could become a famous voice actress," and I just want to make sure her dream lives on. Which, on the one
well,
hand, you can admire, but on the other hand, like you say, he is making money off it, and that could be seen as
cha-ching.
exploitative.
well, and then you
Yeah.
also got what just happened recently with Erica Lindbeck on dealing with AI trolls using her voice.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Or
she's
hell,
outright said, don't use my voice," and they kept on trolling her with stuff they made with her voice, and so she deleted Twitter for
I
a
mean,
while.
hell, do you guys remember when they had that Tupac hologram?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's another big thing.
yeah, spooky shit.
So yeah, it does straddle the line from just on the one hand sympathy for the grieving father, but on the other, yeah, maybe don't exploit dead people for monetary gain.
Yeah, at
And
least not
Like,
here's the
without their
thing, he
permission.
did agree. The father did agree to have her sent back to the factory
mm,
after she had done the audition
Well,
that
yeah.
really
she
what
didn't
happened
get to
was
do.
he was saying that he wasn't going to go to the audition, and then Aruto came in like, just give them 3 days, let them do the audition at
Oh, yeah.
least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
And then, because he agreed to this, she went to the audition, and things went to
Shit.
Now,
hell.
this is a thing that I don't know if it bothers me or not as much as it should, but you've got these interesting moral dilemmas. You'll have another one in the next episode with the teacher Humagear, where
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, we've got this one side advocating for keeping the Humagear, and we've got this other side advocating for deactivating Humagear, and it's like and it's good moral debate and dilemma and gets you thinking, but the resolution is always, because this is a Kamen Rider show, it doesn't matter because Jin's gonna slap a belt on them and turn them into a monster, and then they get blown up. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although
Which
there is a
I don't
part
know.
where I think it's Yue who comes in and says, you know, if you just let us destroy her when we had the chance, none of this would have happened and none of these people would have gotten hurt, which, fair?
But
Very
also,
fair.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
But also compassion. Where?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And for those
Yeah.
who are interested, when she does turn into a monster, she becomes what is known as the gastric brooding frog, which, by the way, Chris, it does raise their young inside of their stomachs. Hence that attack.
Aha! I
That's
thought
why.
so.
That's why there's the
Because
attack.
paternal.
But
Well,
also, it's interesting. Yeah, you're about to mention Jin. I take it.
Yep.
Go
Jin
ahead, go
puts
ahead.
on Jin puts on the thing, and you think that this is just going to be like any other time, where he's like, "Oh, he just killed the humans," and then, he realizes, "Wait, this is someone else's kid. Why am I doing this? This isn't right. No, let me take it off. Let me take it off." And he
Yeah,
starts
he starts
trying,
pulling it off.
It
which
doesn't work.
Hirobi doesn't allow, and then Hirobi's like, "Maybe I've let you do too much on your own," and then hijacks him with the hijack driver.
So
And
here's when I
oh,
have to
explain
ask
to
a
me.
we
question.
forgot to
Because-
point out. We forgot to point out during the fight earlier. Aruto lost his flying falcon key, so you guys can stop
yeah.
worrying about his Superman flying.
Which,
Ugh.
which is gonna. Oh yeah, but it's gonna be really funny when we see it again.
In
Yeah.
5
Is it in
seconds.
this episode or in the next one?
It's in
No,
this
it was
episode.
in this episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jin.
Jin takes it, and he has fucking wings.
He
The hell?
literally sprouts wings. It's
Not to
like,
mention what will happen in the next one with the lightning hornet, but we won't get to that yet. But also,
No,
I
Lightning
have a
Hornet's
question.
also in this episode. Lightning Hornet's in this episode too.
Is it?
Because
Oh, okay.
your favorite
Yeah.
your favorite mysterious man that may or may not be from Zaya gives Yaiba the Lightning Hornet key.
And she gets wings.
Yep.
And there's no excuse because she's
Yep.
also double teaming it because she's got the cheetah and the lightning hornet. So that doesn't mean that Aruto can't have it just because he has, the rising hop or whatever it's called. So it makes no sense. But
Yeah.
also, I have a question.
Hmm.
And Kachiri, you might be able to answer it. You might not be able to answer this. So
Go for it.
Jin starts to get to this point where he's like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. This is obviously wrong. I am hurting these people. I need to stop this person being hurt. Or essentially this Humagear being hurt. And at the end of the episode, we do find out that Jin, in fact, is a Humagear that was built, or not Jin, but, Jin was a Humagear built by Hirobi. So, as soon as he gets the belt on, he's different. He's like back to his old self.
Yep.
He cares nothing about the father-child thing at all. Is it possible that realizing what he was doing to Shirabe, or however you pronounce her name, Shiba, whatever, Shiba girl,
Shireen, Sam.
as soon
Yeah.
as he figures out
Say.
what he's doing, does he reach his own singularity? And then by Hirobi putting the belt on him, cancels out that singularity and makes him back into a mindless drone.
Kind of.
It's because obviously
So-
Jin and her. Well, you know.
So Jin and Hirobi, because we all are not native Japanese speaker, Mitsuburo Jinrai is split up into 4 separate names. Of
Right.
course, we can hear the Jin part from Mitsuburo Jinrai. And of course, Metro is another way to say destruction, and then, as I said before, Comrade Edgelord Horobi also means destruction.
Yeah.
Part of this is they were already pre-programmed, sort of, by Arc, and all is by Arc's will. That's as much as I can explain on this.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
something that we're going to like. Is this something that we're going to touch on later? Is what you're saying, or is this something that's
Bits
kind of
and-
implied?
Implied bits and pieces when we meet the other two parts of Metro Jinrai.
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
interesting.
Because,
The game is afoot.
well, and then the reason why I'm saying this now is it's kind of a spoiler, but it was also part of this discussion early on the forums. So you download the episode, you watch the episode, and you jumped on, you talk in the forums, and that's how you, as Toku nerds, socialize throughout most of the 2000s. And someone already called out that no, Metro Jinrai is 4 separate names, and we have 2 of the names here.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty.
Yep. Then that's all. Like, I don't want to spoil too much past that, but you'll see similar situations and programming.
And semi-resets, I guess.
Anyway, so we've already said we see Kamen Rider Jin, which I love how the hijack suits are literally, they just rip up the animal from the Progress Key and just strap the parts to their body. I think that's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Neat, yeah.
Can I also
And we
say
also get
absolute kudos to the guy who's playing Kamen Rider Jin's quote unquote stunt double, basically the person in the costume.
the suit actor.
Yeah, the suit
So
actor.
here's a
Yeah.
fun fact.
Major kudos.
There's
to
an
them.
actual academy in Japan for suit actors where you learned how to be a suit actor.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it is definitely
Sign
a demanding job of skill,
There are videos where they have a whole bunch of suit actors outside of suits, and basically they're told to act scenes as if they're in suits, and you could just see how expressive they are when they're doing this stuff. They have so much fun, and every now and then you'll see suit actors there's usually they haven't done this recently, but in Super Sentai they'll have a episode where regular people are brainwashed, and it's the suit actors fighting their actors. They do fun stuff like that. And Kamen Rider Jin's suit actor is actually pretty famous. So they don't replace suit actors usually. And
I mean, you've already got him trained. Whoa.
You got him trained.
Oh my
So
god, yeah,
Kamen
I
Rider
just
Jin
clicked on his name. That is a lot of credits.
Oh.
Oh my god, it's still going.
Most of those credits, he was the primary secondary suit actor for over a dozen seasons. So
Kamen Rider Groovy.
if this season was a regular season, they decided not to go with 2 younger suit actors to be 0-1 and Vulcan. Itoku, I cannot pronounce his name, would have been Vulcan throughout this whole season. And the suit actor for Hirobi, when we get to see Hirobi again, is basically dubbed Mr. Kamen Rider because he was the primary Kamen Rider actor for almost 20 years. So when we talk about Ryuki, when we talk about Forze, when we talk about Wizard, that's the same suit actor as Hirobi.
Nice.
Damn.
Prolific.
That's actually really cool.
Oh yeah. And sometimes if the suit actors are playing monsters, you also know some suit actors have a way when they're falling down and dying. If it's not a scripted way they're supposed to die, they'll let you know which suit actor it is by the way they fall.
They've got their own
They have a signature
Choreography.
Oh.
Nice.
That's
That's
really
really
cute.
that's some dedication to the craft. Goddamn.
Yeah, no. So there's always one that people always have some worried about because his whole thing when he's dying is he will literally jump up and fall on his upper back.
Oof.
So everyone's always worried he's going to have one bad jump one of these days.
God.
Oh my god, yeah.
But no, yeah, I just want to
But,
give kudos to him
Oh.
because his suit actor pulls off the childish aspect beautifully. Like, damn,
Oh
son.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Very
what we've
cute.
learned is that acting while you're in the Kamen Rider suit and doing this amazing fight choreography is just as much of an acting skill as being uncovered and pretending to be something.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
There's
And there are people who in Japan who have finally honed this craft, and the guy in that suit is one of them.
Well, and the thing is,
That's-
like, Mr. Kamen Rider's famous because he can do stuff with the mask on, and you can't see shit through most of the masks, even the stunt masks.
Right.
He got so good at playing, the main Kamen Rider, which he's now, older, which is why they made him do less now. But like, there's a whole bunch of net movies they used to do for the Kamen Rider movies where they actually showed what Kamen Rider Decade saw in most scenes, and there's like 6 tiny holes through his mask.
Oh my god.
Oh
Man.
my god.
Basically, if you were good because you weren't walking into walls. But we get to the whole fight. Jin flies off. We get to see Lightning Hornet. Both,
Lightning Hornet is cool.
Oh yeah, Lightning Hornet and Punch and Kong kills the frog, and then we get to Fresno's secondary gripe about this episode.
Oh yeah, this shit. Okay. Like I said this. So the resolution for the whole "oh my god, my dead daughter, I want to let her live on" is okay. And this is where I got a little nitpicky because the resolution is, well, all he really needed was to hear his dead daughter's voice, so we put it into this totally not Alexa. And I'm like, okay, so there's a law that expressly forbids you from making a human gear in someone else's appearance, which fair enough. But you can just upload a dead person's voice to an Alexa, and that's completely legal?
It's probably not legal, but as I said, it's harder to prove because you're not dragging around an exact copy of your daughter going to studios with a million eyes on.
I suppose, I guess. And again, it is kind of...
This is all I can think of. That's all I can think of.
I hate you, but I love you.
We're not dealing with the ethical ramifications of the fucking concrete slab from Doctor Who.
Man, that's some roadhead. Anyway.
Arito Shinaito!
Let's move on to the teacher episode.
Yes, let's.
Quickly moving.
So this one does not have a hot button topic right now, but I'm sure there will be one day. Jeez.
No, I mean, it's
before we fully move on, I'm just going to link one more thing. Hopefully this works.
What is my purpose?
This is a good meme.
It's like I saw that thing and that was the
Oh.
first thing I thought of.
Oh my god. No, okay. So are we good for episode 7?
I will say, maybe keep that meme template around for another.
So, episode 7 then is basically Aruto and Is have been summoned to this school, and there's this teacher there, and they're like, we need you to factory reset one of our teacher human gears. He's a coach for the basketball club.
Oh my god, I love this teacher.
I have dubbed him the measure up teacher.
He must be a math teacher because every scene he's in, he's carrying this giant measurement instrument. Like the first scene, I think he's carrying a giant protractor, and then he's got a giant ruler.
The
It's
only
just-
time,
Yeah.
the only time he does not is at the end of the basketball game where he's dancing around. That's the only time he does not have one of these
Yep.
things in his hands.
It's such a
Well, in
strange
his
choice.
hands.
But you know what it reminded
I
me
mean,
of?
he has.
It reminded
Oh,
me of
no,
the
what?
dude who kept switching his shirt in Lamageddon.
Oh no!
Yes.
Anyway,
Oh my
I
so
can't believe you made me think of Llama again. So anyway, they want to factory reset this human gear, and then the teacher gets visited by what I can only describe as Japanese Karens.
Japanese
yes.
soccer mom Karens. Yes.
Basketball mom, but yes. And they're
Only
pissed
it-
because this human gear is keeping the kids late to practice better at basketball. That won't do at all. Reset the tool at once, or I'm going to speak to your manager.
And then you
Okay.
start
Okay.
thinking.
So.
Go ahead.
Oh, all right. So this, I'm gonna touch on Japanese culture again. Holy crap! The competition for getting into good colleges is literally one of the most toxic, horrible things that you could put any person through, and the stress on parents and students to
If you
get
don't
good grades.
Yeah, if you don't get
You might as
score a
well-
certain grade, if you don't score a certain grade, you're working at a gas station for the rest of your life, basically.
I mean, I don't even
for-
think a gas station
if
would
you
be
can even
lower.
get hired.
No
Yeah, it'd
pressure,
be way
kids.
worse.
I think basically,
is
if you
what-
don't
this
pass
is
these
what breeds
exams, you get
meats.
excommunicated and sent off to like America or something with the idiots,
Oh my god.
Or you end up a NEET.
or that.
Yeah, it's like so they have the fact that the mothers are this concerned and upset about them quote unquote frittering away their studying time is pretty serious, and the measure up teacher is very under pressure to get this situation quote unquote corrected. Because they don't have stuff like basketball scholarships in Japan, I don't think.
I don't.
I think they do,
know.
but it's not like
Maybe?
but they still expect good grades with it, like because.
And I mean,
Oh,
also,
yeah.
these kids
They
have
have
not won a
baseball
single
scholarships.
game.
Yeah, the kids have not won a single game, and they've asked the teacher to come up with a way for them to win, which is why the teacher is calculating an extra hour of practice is how they're going to win.
I will say
know,
one thing
and all
about
this stuff.
about the measure up teacher. I do wish that just because of these scenes, they explained who he was, because they're kind of talking to him like he's in a position of power where he's the principal or something, and he has access
Yeah.
to basically reset the human gear teacher, but he never actually can because the teacher actually interferes and stuff like that.
Whose name
But
is
he
Kobe,
feels like
by
a
the way.
lackey?
They named him Kobe.
I know.
Yeah, rip.
Rip to a real one.
Ah.
I know, but it's like
Now,
they
when this
made this
came out,
measure up
had
teacher
the-
feel like a lackey more than anything, rather than like a principal or a headmaster. It's weird.
Yeah. So when did this air? And
Before.
when- Okay. All right. So
October
yeah, rip
13th
Kobe.
of 2019. So I want to say
Oof.
COVID had
I-
started in China?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
not yet. Was it December?
December.
December.
Yeah.
So we're getting
Yep.
close,
Yeah.
but not there yet. We won't get to the COVID affected stuff until maybe about episode 13 onwards ish.
Nope. Nope.
After that.
We don't get fully 35 is when we
35.
finally get impacted by COVID.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not too bad.
Mm.
That gets pretty far in.
Yep. Oh, and then we have to discuss a certain set of 6 episodes that they did to fill in the blanks because.
So
of,
what I'm hearing is none of this is the fault of COVID, so we should judge it
Nope.
based off that. I'm kidding. I'm
No.
kidding. I'm actually loving this. Anyways,
Basketball man.
basketball
So
man.
basically, the conversation, because in the previous episode, the whole thing with Cine freaking out, worries Arto, wonders if this might be a thing going on with Human Gears, them kind of like breaking their standard functions. And then you just find out that the kids are just asking to win, because they want to win one game.
Yeah.
And while this goes on, we meet Assassin Chan!
Oh
I
my
love
god, the
him.
Oh
story.
my god.
I
love
love
him
him
so
so
much.
much. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Oh, and can we point out that Fua, or I call him Sasuke in my notes, he's just being a dick.
Well, he
He's like
definitely
really,
he has a racist boner against Huma Gears.
Yeah.
apparently, damn,
Crazy.
because like he is up in everybody's face about killing all the human gears. Like, holy crap, calm down.
Mhm.
Take a chill pill, my
So-
He
dude.
wants to,
So
like,
basically, we meet Assassin Chan, which is our current third member of Metro Genrai, and basically, this is all part of Hiropi's plan to create something that can get stronger through fights. And in the first fight, gets kidnapped by Yaiba for some weird reason.
Yeah.
yeah, mysterious reasons. So mysterious.
Which they will come to fruition. It's fun. It's kind of funny, like how played Jin gets here because he's like, "Aha, you are Miss Ames lady. I'm gonna fight you with my assassin friend." And then he gets distracted, and she just kidnaps this guy. And he's like, "Okay, now I'm gonna. Where's my friend?
Where's
What?"
Assassin Chan? Assassin Chan! Assassin Chan!
Oh my gosh.
Hiromi's gonna be
Oh my
so
gosh.
pissed.
So afterwards, there's a bet made. If the boys lose this final basketball game, then Kobe agrees to be reset. Which Kobe knows that they've, like, the other teachers tried to reset more than once. And it's like, there's scenes where the teacher's about to hit the button, and Kobe turns around like, "Hi, what are you doing?"
How dare you
Yeah,
do
it's
this?
like-
Don't you know how bad this would be for all the rest of the teachers? You're all so busy anyway, so why not have me do all the club stuff? It's like, whoa, calm down.
Why do I just imagine like the first day this teacher like is like talking to Kobe and he says something embarrassing. He's like, reset. That never happened.
And
But-
so, because of the attack, they shut down the gym. You know, Arto finds them at the gym, and they're not allowed to be there. So we get this neat scene where they turn the roof of,
Yeah.
the Hedon Industries into a basketball court,
Hidden
and
intelligence.
we learn more about the basketball team. And
And
then,
then there's
And
the
that's
one
where-
kid.
Yeah, Yuta. He's walking Yuta home, Aruto, and he asks him like, "Hey, so why are you practicing so hard?" And he's like, "Well, I've been in this club forever, and we never won anything, and I just really want to win one."
Yeah,
And then-
maybe I'll
Apparently,
go off.
there's a bunch of other kids who want to quit the team just so that they can focus on their studies. If they don't win, it's like, oh, that's sad.
And so the day of the big game comes, and the team plays its heart out. They're all tied up. It's down to free throws. Here comes
And,
Shooter with
well-
the shot, and he completely blows it.
yeah,
Twice.
no,
Oh,
the
he
whole,
blows it.
The whole show leads up to, like, this was going to be, like, the Family Channel, like,
Every sports movie ever goddamn made.
they showed him make the exact same free throw easily in a previous shot. Nope. He loses. The teacher almost celebrates, but realizes he probably shouldn't be celebrating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially in
because
front
all
of all the
get
parents.
so
Yeah,
upset.
that's the big game. Woohoo! No,
I mean,
wait, shit.
to be fair, when they're
Oh,
walking
yeah.
away from the stadium afterwards, he is dancing his way down the bridge.
For
Yeah.
Yeah,
Christ's
he's
sake.
such an ass.
This asshole,
The
I
one
love
time
him.
he's not holding. But yeah, like,
And,
subverted
well-
expectations.
I know. It's like, they've let kids know it's okay to lose sometime.
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, it's an important lesson to learn as feel good as the fiction is. I can respect.
you
I can respect that. I can respect the realism.
But it does make everyone depressed, which gets Kobe to thinking. He doesn't want these kids depressed. He wants to
Wait.
keep on
Yeah.
training them.
Wait, he
But-
wants. Oh my God!
And we
I
get the
want
scene
something.
where he is going on, and Fu was freaking out because, wait, this Humagear's thinking for himself, I better blow this guy up right now. And Aruto's like trying to figure out, wait, this is mind blowing. And then Jin
They can
shows up.
think?
And once again, it's this thing where this big debate that's an interesting moral dilemma because it's Kamen Rider. Right, monster.
Wham! Problem solved. Don't have to think about it.
I mean, it does introduce
but
our main
then-
characters to the idea that all of these human gears that have been turned into monsters are being specifically targeted because they're going through the singularity. So that's a big, step forward for them. It doesn't go very
Yeah,
well for
but
them,
then
but
there's a director. There's an editing error because it shows a whole bunch of human gears that also did his singularity, but because there's a little bit of disconnect between this is a filler episode, not a main episode.
Anyway, Kobe gets turned into a mammoth human gear.
Yeah, and we get a pretty cool double transformation for both Fuwa and Naruto.
It's neat.
Yeah,
Can I
and
talk about the announcer voice that announces their various forms? Like,
Bro, grind!
it was.
it's a Canadian
Yeah.
rock band.
What?
Oh god.
Canadian rock band.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Oh
like,
my
seriously?
God.
Oh, but yes. They. I was
Blase
alright with
Plants.
it.
Or Monkey Magic.
My good god.
Wait, so it's not
So
Koichi
it was all right
Yamadera?
when they were. They were fine when they were talking, one at a time, and then they started talking over each other, and I just got pissed.
Wait,
we
talking
should- we
over
should
each
prob-
other and then getting pissed about it? Wow, I don't know what that's like. We have no idea what that's like at all.
No, you don't know what's that like at all.
No,
No,
not at all. No,
but-
I did that.
Moving swiftly on.
I did that one
this goes
deliberately.
on- Well, this goes on. Yaiba unfreezes Assassin Chan, but he's looking a little blue right now.
Dabba-dee-babba-da.
And he decides to do
know.
his transformation to the Dodo Magia, which turns out to
Dodo.
be extremely
Yeah.
weak.
Which is
Dodo's
interesting.
pretty weak.
Oh,
Yeah.
He basically gets his
adorable.
ass kicked,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I love how Aruto goes to go grab his briefcase at one point during the fight, just to realize that Fuwa has stolen it.
He's just like, I'm lowering this, yoink.
And he's like, "Get that back!"
Because
Well,
Aruto
they'd had
just
a whole
got his
moment.
key stolen. Like Aruto just had a key stolen, now his briefcase gets stolen.
To be fair, he
but
does
he
get his
does have a
briefcase
new-
back at least.
Well,
And he has a new key for him, even.
no, Fuwa. Fuwa's the one that gives Aruto the freezing.
All right,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not Fuwa, it's Yua.
Yua. Like,
Somebody gives somebody a
Bye-bye.
key. At some point in the
yeah.
The
episode.
one
we get
female
Freezing Bear.
Kamen Rider who has survived more than 2 episodes is now giving him a key. There we go.
Hey.
so we see Freezing Bear. Attention freeze. Weirdest thing ever. I blame Canada for that one. Anyway,
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
Okay, so
It's
but
fine. In the
we
latest
get-
Earth
design,
updates, they
I
got rid of
loved
Canada.
it.
well, the thing is, he
I-
also dodged. He dodged the hand because he learned from the flaming tiger, that the hand will burn him. So he dodges the freezing hand.
Hey, there you go.
Hey.
Progress.
Yeah.
But
It turns
like,
out
the
Aruto
design
was
for
a
this
human
polar
gear
bear
all
thing.
along.
I mean, it has paws and little beans, and obviously it's a frozen bear, so these are chili beans.
In the
My
neat
God.
little blue, see-through blue. Anyway, they destroy both the dodo and the mammoth, and Jin shows up to mourn the loss of Assassin Chan, and goes to pick up the.
Oh,
Where's the mammoth key? Uh-oh.
Yua has
That
it.
might be a
It's-
thorn. Yep. And
Ooh.
Yua is also doing something else, which will come up in a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
uh,
So these next two are ones you build as like important ones, and I can see it. This is definitely an escalation of
Oh
shit.
yeah. Yuya Kakahashi is back, and he's here to take names and leave no survivors.
Which is ironic because we're in a hospital.
Oh yeah, and we get neat little introduction to what
And
do they call her? Angel something, Mashiro Chan. Which actress, by the
Uh,
way, she's been in a lot of dramas, including I Was a Secret Bitch.
But she looks so angelic
Oh.
and nice.
Yeah, like Aruto's having a massive crush over this girl, and like she's not having any of it. I mean, she's a Humagir to begin with, but like they make a point of him just being all, ah.
I love this
And like
part.
she's picking him up to get his weight and all this stuff, and while this
Yeah,
goes
when
on,
she- Oh
while
my
this
goodness,
is going
she picked him
on,
up. Feelings were felt.
so while this is going on, Assassin Chan's back. What?
Yay!
He got backed up.
He
He
is-
do that.
No, obviously the answer is he escaped.
Yeah.
And so, we get more stuff. Who was there for a checkup? But damn, he can't find a human doctor. He doesn't want a human gear to check up on him because racist boner.
And who knows, they might experience a singularity and turn evil, and oh no, that would be terrible. Cough.
Yeah, that's a worry.
Now, here's the thing that I want to signpost for later, because the end of episode 9 kind of... I was thinking this as I was watching. The end of episode 9 kind of swerves it, but I was thinking, wait, singularities don't turn the Humagears evil. They get turned evil because this asshole slaps a power belt on them and turns them evil.
Yeah.
Hey.
But you have to remember, Frez, racist boner.
Racist, but yeah. So here I am for 8 and 9, thinking, well, I mean, the singularity is just them developing, like free will. And think of humans. It's like humans have free will. Are all humans like evil monsters? No, some of them choose to be good. So theoretically, a self-aware Humagear could choose to be good. But no, everyone's just like, they're self-aware. They're evil. Kill.
I mean, Frez, welcome to the
So-
next 2
Wow, it's
episodes.
gone too far.
I know. But this is just what I was thinking. And, this does come up and kind of get subverted as we go
We
along.
find out that the Dr. Humagears aren't on the main network. So Assassin Chan is trying to hack them, but they're not being hacked.
I love
And then
this.
we get this funny scene where he's like all confused and he's doing funny faces and stuff.
He's just being
And-
so cute.
He is.
Yep. But
I love
then,
him.
because Metrobow Genera realizes that there are private servers for these doctors, they decided that they need to get into these private servers, but they need more firepower. So we see what Yaiba's been working with. Ignore all the logos on all these boxes.
Totally
No,
has
the-
nothing to
Oh.
do with Zaya. Nothing
Oh,
at
yeah.
all.
And Zaya's definitely not creating giant robots that, for some reason, will turn Humagears obedient.
Gundams. They're
Gundams.
just Gundams.
Yeah. They're
Well,
giant Gundams.
you find out their primary objective is if there's a massive outbreak like there's been, these giant robots will make them subservient to the giant robot.
Which, in theory, is a good idea to stop kill robots, and that's great. It's great that such a facility like Ames, this high-tech place developing these anti-Humagear weapons, it's great that they have all that secured under lock and key and not guarded by, let's count them, 1, 2, 3 guys that can be
Chris.
easily taken out by 2 evil people.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead
Yeah.
and give our reaction to this point since I watched it before you did?
Let's see. My notes say. Here we are.
You know exactly where it is. Yeah.
So, but what happens when the Gundams get taken over? I said, and then I look over. Cat has this shit-eating grin, and I'm like, "Ah, for fuck's sake!"
Yeah, because
Hang on.
she literally was like, well, what if the bad guys get to them? And I'm just over here like, it's
That's
exactly
you.
that, Fres. It's
That's-
exactly
Exactly. That
So
was exactly it.
that.
Jin and Hirobi shows up. There's a standoff between Yaiba, and them, and they take off their head wraps and stuff like that to reveal that they're human gears that ripped off their headsets.
Oh my god. Okay, but I'm sorry. I don't usually nitpick like on the hard part. They have They have the mother load of anti-human weapons, and 3 guys. 3 guys are guarding that shit, and they're taken out in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the
good
better
guys are not always
question,
right.
the better question here is, how did they find out about these robots?
Yeah, how mysterious.
I don't know. Well, okay, I
But
say
also
3 guys,
Jin-
but also.
Yeah, I mean,
But also-
it sounds like a perfect chess move or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
You're kind of hinting at something. Okay, it's 3 guys and Yaiba, but here's the paradox: Yaiba could fight them off, but she gets beaten by some of the shit that they stole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
They break
so
her arm.
yeah. We see the arrow suitcase weapon, which
And
comes
it-
with its own little blades, and they attack. And while they're being attacked, Aruto and Fuwa shows up a little late, and now Hirobi and Jin has a giant robot, and the first thing they do is attack the hospital, which is coincidentally
Yeah.
right next to this place for
Oh,
some
it's
reason.
it's called the Atashi
So close.
arrow. I can't pronounce that word. Attache?
Attach.
Attache?
Yeah, Yaiba gets messed up from it, well, and then she's got her arm in the sling because ow, that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
She has a boo boo.
I will say, I like this
Which is a
dialogue
lot better
between
than the others.
Yeah, I like this dialogue between her and Fuwa here, where she obviously got checked out by a human gear doctor, and he's like, "What are you doing? Aren't you scared of them?" And she's just basically like, "Don't put your problems on me, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want your baggage.
We also get a scene where the angel is starting to come up with different things that Fuwa needs to have for checkups and stuff
He
outside
needs
her.
a brain scan.
Yeah, I mean,
She
something's
basically
wrong.
recommends therapy.
Well,
Yeah.
Wait, you're giving an opinion? You're self-aware. Where's my gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's ready to fight.
Yep. And so while this is going on, human gears they attack the big server, and a bunch of human gears are trying to get patients out of the hospital because it's being attacked, and they all get hacked by the giant robot, and things start getting a little serious there.
Yeah.
This is wild because Aruto was literally like, they get hacked, and Aruto's like, "Oh, Angel, come on, you can fight it. Yeah, I know human gears are made for good and not evil. I know that there's good in your heart. I believe." And she responds,
Yeah,
Yes.
100% witch cackle, and then just turns into an evil fucking robot. Great.
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
little cynical, but I gather that this is part of an arc for Aruto being ideologically challenged.
Can I
Mhm.
just say, like, I get that not all human gears are built the same, and obviously she was close to Singularity, maybe she's more susceptible, I don't know. But later on in the next episode, we literally counteract this whole thing, where there are human gears that can resist the hacking, and do. And it's never
Yep.
explained exactly how or why they're able to do that, but the ones in this episode can't.
It's how Anna did. Anna fought because
Yeah.
she was more focused on her job.
But the ones in this
Ah.
episode weren't, where they're literally rescuing people as they're getting taken over.
Well, some of them did, some of them didn't. So like we got a random shot of Dr. Omigoto, who's going to be
Yeah,
a
but that's
primary
the
character
next,
in the next
episode that we find that out.
No,
in
no,
this
no.
one, all the
He-
ones we see.
No, you saw him in this episode as well getting hit.
Really? I don't
It
remember
was a
that.
Yeah,
blink and you miss
yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I
It
blink and
was
you
a
missed
miss
it.
a
very
thing.
quick moment.
Apparently, I
Basically,
missed
like
it.
it's like the Flux. Half the doctors got destroyed because of this whole thing. The other half fought.
I mean, this still leads to the question of how is it that one human gear is stronger than the other when theoretically they should have the same programming?
I don't
Well,
know.
But it's like one of
experience.
them is able to resist a lot more than others are. I'm a little confused because it's like
Well,
at
maybe
the
one
end
is
of
closer to
episode 9.
singularity.
Maybe because I remember at the end of episode 9 we had like one of the human gears that was shot with the mind changing thing, tentacle I guess you could call it. It's like we see one of them transform, but all
Mhm.
the others are fine. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
It,
But we got the introduction Dodo, who now has a little bit more on himself. It's not much. And
Oh wait,
Dodo,
this guy can actually kick my ass now. What?
oh yeah, yep,
Well,
Dodo
up
learned.
until Isu comes up with a nice strategy.
Oh yeah, and it shows off the three primary progress keys that Aruto has that has not been stolen yet: Lion Shark, Freezing Bear, and Flaming Tiger for a
That's
combo. And while this is going on, she's cheering on in the background.
and it's
it's pretty
so
great.
cute.
It's pretty great. I like this triple combo. But things are not going so hot for Fua and Yaiba.
Well,
No.
they're having difficulties with Jin, but they are, doing their best to kill all the rampaging human gears. And then Hirobi's like, you know what?
And
Eh,
in
that-
comes Hirobi.
And he has the coolest transformation. Oh my god.
Yep. The
Yeah.
scorpion comes out, stabs him, and then Fuwa's like, "You were the one that killed Go's dad, and you're the one who's caused all kinds of pain, and you're the ones that's going to die here today."
Essentially, he's the
And
one who
who
caused
you?
Fua
daybreak.
just thinks with his gun.
Yep. And we get a really one-sided fight scene. It's pretty cool. Like Fuwa's using the best of Punchy Kong. Like there's a blinking you miss a shot of him blocking the arrow shot with his arms, so it didn't like do that much damage.
Yeah, the
And then
choreography. Mwah.
Then Hirobi's like, "Yeah, this fight's over." Aruto shows up, and he's just standing there as Hirobi triggers his finisher.
So,
Walks up.
I'm a very, very mean person. As soon as Hirobi turned up and started transforming, I turned to Chris, because I had seen this before. I turned to Chris, I laid a hand on her shoulder and said, "I am so sorry for what's about to happen."
Oh my
And I'm
god.
Who dies? I look at her. It's like, does Fua die?
And I'm just looking down at
He
my
gets
phone,
to shoot.
trying not to smile my ass off, because it's like, I know what I'm doing.
And I'm thinking, you piece of shit.
No, like Hirobi tells Fua this is where he dies, and lands the kick, and my god, it looks like it beheads him.
It
Oh,
looked to me
man.
like he got like impaled through the chest.
Yep.
Yeah,
like that.
same.
But anyway, there's a huge fucking explosion, and Fua is laying motionless and bloodied
Well,
on the ground.
the
And
thing is-
episode 8.
Hirobi does the villain walk away from the explosion, and it's so cool.
So
Right.
this whole thing, like the music drops, the kick happens, and they do this explosion differently from anything else. They let you know Fu is basically dead at this point with the kind of explosion they did, and they
fight
ended
is
on
done.
the cliffhanger. They ended on the cliffhanger, and basically that blew up all the forms.
Oh my
Because
god. I
you
cannot
had-
imagine weekly.
Yeah. You had a bunch of
Huh.
people pointing out that Yuya Takahashi, around this episode in X-Aid, one of the writers died in a kind of similar fashion. And people were pointing that
Oh.
out. They were pointing out, you got the people pointing out, it's like Takahashi to kill off a side character this early on to get you more invested as a shock factor, And then you
I
have
kept
people
up
like,
the
oh,
ruse
wait.
myself for Chris until like midway through episode 9.
Man.
Honestly, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I was in disbelief.
Well, so people were pointing out that the Geo 01 movie, which we're going to be covering next time, Fuwa's in it, but then Gio's a time traveling Kamen Rider that also messes with alternate dimensions. So it's like, no,
Oh,
he's
wait
there
a minute.
because
That's the fucking plot of the Flash movie. Oh God.
Uh,
I still can't believe they did Flashpoint for it. What a waste.
it's bad.
Do y'all know? Do y'all know about the end
Yes,
bit?
yes. No, let
No.
me give me 1 second.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil what it is, but Ezra Miller admittedly made me laugh when respect the pronouns even though they're a fucking criminal. Ezra Miller made me laugh when that is in the movie. That is actually in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Is
Nick
that
Cage
Nicolas
as Superman.
Cage Superman?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not just Nick Cage as Superman. Do you know what Nick Cage as Superman does?
What
Does he
does he do?
punch
He,
Batman
he
in the
fights
dick?
he fights a giant fucking spider.
Oh my God! What?
And that's CG.
That's all CG. Yeah, but
Why
I'm not
is
gonna
it in
spoil
this terrible movie? Just why?
because references.
Anyway.
But anyway, the point I was trying to make is the one line of Ezra Miller's that made me laugh is when they go to the end bit. Fuck is this? It's using the one PG-13 F-bomb to have Ezra Miller go.
I think that
So,
sums up the
episode
Flash
9.
movie entirely.
No, summing up the Flash movie entirely is what the fuck is this?
Speaking of
Yeah.
speaking of this level 5 beatdown we're doing on the Flash movie right now, Fuwa's injuries are apparently level 5.
Yeah.
But luckily, thank God, the hospital does not collapse, sending a bunch of CGI babies careening out of a window while they're being threatened by falling acid and flamethrower and fire and surgical
Frez?
knives.
Frez,
Yes?
who hurt
Yes?
you?
The Flash movie.
The Flash movie! It's remember, they hurt me!
Wait,
Fresno halfway through the
Does
Flash
that
movie.
actually
Wait,
happen?
no, wait.
That's the opening to the fucking movie!
What?
No, I think halfway. I could think this right now. Fresno halfway through the Flash movie was like, maybe a full rewatch of Chibnall would not be that bad.
No, honestly, the Flash movie is shorter, I take it. Also, for later, real scene from the film.
A dog and a nerd. Oh God! Why?
Oh yeah, the dog is in bad CGI over the credits too. Anyway, let's talk about episode 9 instead of the Flash movie.
Guys, I am going to hell because I did have a little giggle at them calling it the baby shower.
They say that in the movie. Alfred is just like watching it because he's helping the Flash. He's like, oh my God, it's a baby, and Ezra Miller finishes shower because they're all fucking falling. Tall building.
I would like to go to hell now, please.
So Fu was in the hospital, near death, level 5 injuries, and basically he needs an operation immediately, or else he will die.
It's okay.
Oh,
All they
good
have to
thing.
do is find a bunch of coins and then solve a puzzle, and they'll get Professor Layton to fix him up real fast.
While this is going on, a news
Such a
report
niche
about the Humagear outbreak is going on, and we have the weirdest specialist explaining the differences between red and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this guy just looks like a dork.
And
He
he
is.
is.
100%.
But it's like,
Like,
if you
where
see a
did
human
they
girl with red
find
eyes, run.
And the newscaster, like, she looks like so done
Yeah.
already. She's just 100% like, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Mm-hmm. But
And
we
then-
now get our ethical, moral discussion of the episode because the vice president in the Lackey is like, yeah, you guys have to shut this down right now.
Oh boy, it's like a trolley problem.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
big pick energy guy is just being a complete bastard and taking advantage of Aruto, who is still reeling from seeing his kind of friend / boyfriend, get laid flat.
And also, the fact that the angel Humagear was like, oh, I know this good news.
Mhm.
But
So
it's basically, we need to shut down all the Humagears in this hospital before Metsubo Jinrai gets there with their goddamn Humagear hacking giant robot. And it's like, well, wait, if we shut down all the Humagears in the hospital, all the people that are in the hospital who need medical care are probably going to die. And so the ethical dilemma is, yes, through this action we might kill people, but with our inaction, all the Humagears will turn into monsters and kill all the people anyway. So it's either do this and some people die, or not do this and more people.
So,
By the way, people gonna
And-
die.
yeah.
So
and-
there's no real good decision, and it's basically a trolley.
And I just want to point out, like, I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm thinking, like, oh no, is this how Fua dies? Is this how he dies?
She said that out loud too to me. By the way, can I say I just love the fact that they have this big old ethical dilemma of, do we turn the Humagears off or do we leave them on? What if they're all going to die either way, and then at the end nobody absolutely died?
Eh,
Died.
Literally, it says in the
Yeah.
news story, nobody died.
Yeah.
No fatalities.
Good
Well,
job.
that's an interesting way to. It's an interesting way. That's an interesting way to solve the dilemma. It's a better way. It's a more unique way than. How do we solve this ethical dilemma with this Humagir? Never mind, they're a monster now.
Yay!
But I thought that's what how it was going to go when you get later to the episode, and indeed they all start turning into monsters, going. But no, they had that little line at the end. But before all that, well, Aruto can't actually make the decision, and so the VP just does it for him. He's like, "All right, we're shutting them down."
Yeah, I think he
And
basically
all-
says his silence is his answer.
mm-hmm.
Which, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and
not.
he tells Iz to shut it down.
And so they shut it
And
down.
sh-
But
She's
And,
having her own ethical dilemma and is sort of off thinking about it because she wants to believe in Aruto, and she's having her own little moment there. And then Yaiba shows up.
because she's fucking pissed, because shutting down all the human gears in the hospital means also shutting down the surgeon who's going to save Fua's life. So she comes in and she's like, "Turn him on!"
Yep.
Turn it back on, you pieces of shit.
Because
And
she's partially to blame for this. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was her idea to create the giant robots.
And
Yeah.
she's even like, "Listen, turn them back on. Whatever happens, I'll take full responsibility." Which,
And so, yeah.
and that does motivate Aruto back to speak up and be like,
Mm.
"No, I gotta believe in the human gears."
Well, they also find out that some of the Humagears are working while having the hacking injuries on them.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah,
not.
they're actively resisting.
Mm-hmm.
It's
As
like
we
I
said.
really like these scenes with Fua's doctor, or, well, I guess surgeon, where he's like shaking, trying to do his job and focus on it, even to the point where he starts staring at Fua's face, reminding himself, this is a human being, this is my job, I am supposed to save him, I have to do this right.
And then, my note for this was doctor's got a doct.
Well, while this goes on, we have a neat little scene with Izu and Yaiba, where Yaiba, I guess, is starting to change her opinion on Humagears, asking like an actual personal, you have to think about question to Izu. And
She also hands over that mammoth key, and he's just like, "Oh, we can do something with the satellite and this, and there's an old program in the database that could really help out. So let's 3D print it, and while we 3D print it, we can have a philosophical discussion."
And they have a cute bonding moment.
Which is
Man,
really
and
gonna
look-
hurt at the end.
it will really hate if one of them is a lying spy that will break all bonds here.
Oh.
So basically, Aruto shows up because, if someone has to stop this mass hacking from happening. So Aruto shows up and gets into a big, 2-on-1 fight with both Jin and Hirobi. And this is actually a pretty good fight as well. Because, it's the first time Aruto fights basically the big bad, And he's
And he
losing.
gets the shit kicked. He gets
Oh,
the shit kicked out
the
of him.
dagger just Falcon punches him like 50 feet into the side of a building, and he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
Just-
Izzy shows up and has a cute intro of her.
Oh, I love
Oh
her
my
power
goodness.
slide in.
It was so cute. She's like supersonics and skids to a stop. Really
I
cute
actually
pose.
thought for a moment that, well, for like at first I thought she was making the key for Yua to use, but then Yua shows up and she uses Kamen Rider, the cheetah one.
Valkyrie.
Rushing cheetah. Yeah, she's Valkyrie. All her.
It's weird, they don't say like Kamen Rider X, they just say like, oh, it's rising cheetah, biting shark. They don't actually like say
They
the name. So.
Hirobi and Jin do call her Valkyrie a couple of times.
Mhm.
Well, either way, she rushes in, so she doesn't have the key, and then Izu comes in, and I'm like, wait, is she gonna transform and fight? But no, she gives it to Herto. And it's a giant fucking robot!
that
Yeah.
comes
Yep,
detached
he gets his
from
own
the
thing.
satellite. It detaches from the satellite.
Because we gotta beam all this stuff from space, and so, we're I don't know if it's fair to call it kind of Super Sentai. It's not as big as Super Sentai.
No.
No.
It's still giant robots, and I know I won't rag on it too much because again I've watched The Flash. This is not I can be respectful, but the pilot scenes for Naruto with this thing is kind of claustrophobic and cramped. It's basically just blue and technological shit in front.
So whenever everyone complains when they do a giant form in Kamen Rider,
Okay,
they
this
do.
is just a standard thing.
Yeah, and this is how they film most of it, except for Geo. Geo actually has a full cockpit, where.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm just thinking of like Power Rangers, where they were in a big cockpit and it looked really cool.
No,
Honestly,
but,
you know what
like,
this reminds me of? This just reminds me of Tony Stark's cockpit area, where it's like right up in his face with all the holograms and shit.
I kind of see where you're coming from there. Anyway, well, this is a really cool fight because it does the, I think it's the anime thing, but Japanese media, where it actually is playing the 01 theme song.
Mm-hmm.
It's beating the fuck out of the Geiger. Yeah. And that's cool as fuck.
And then his finisher is literally him shooting a giant version of the Progress key, jumping on it and just crush.
I want to point out that the Progress key, I just realized when he did this, is just a business card.
Yeah.
He just crushed him with a business card.
Insert that section from American Psycho where they're comparing business cards.
Oh my god.
And so yeah, this is, by the way, our last regular form change that we get for the next time we get like any kind of form change, it's a super form, as dubbed.
We've made enough toys. Also, you keep saying he crushed Geiger with a card, and I can't help but think of
crushed.
Anyway, mean, it's appropriate.
Yeah.
So, day is saved. All the nurses and doctors don't have to worry about being hacked anymore. And
nobody died. So trolley problem solved. Just do the other thing, and nobody will die. That's the lesson, kids. We solved the trolley problem.
Hooray!
And then the second news report comes up.
Oh boy!
Well, no, before that, we have the conversation between the husbandos, where Fuwa and Naruto is on the roof, and
no, that's at the end. That's at the very end.
That's at the end. I thought
that's at the very end. We literally, Chris and I literally just watched it. It's at the very end.
Okay, I thought.
Yeah, my notes are in order.
I thought the Yua scene was before this. Never mind. My bad. Go on.
No, yeah, it goes news report, then Yua scene, and then it's the Fuwa and his husbando.
Yeah, so we have the second news report, and oh my goodness, this guy is turning into a bad, evil Humagear
Magia
thing.
But he has blue eyes.
Blue.
Yep.
And like the did we touch on the first one where his literal is like, oh, the evil ones have red eyes. Well,
Mhm.
and the good ones
So,
have blue eyes.
yeah, so
So,
this kind
well,
of a... Okay, go ahead.
so this is a monkey wrench thrown right into the middle of it, and
Mm.
this evidence is filmed by Yue Yaiba, who captured Dodo and then released him, and she was sending footage of this to her boss. And
Well,
We know what
there,
this
there.
is.
Yeah, she
yeah,
kidnapped Dodo, changed his eyes to blue and the things in his ears to blue. She hacked him, and then
hmm
made sure that there was something to damage Hedon from this whole thing.
Oh, wait. Oh, she
yep,
changed it. Oh, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Hang on. Well, that doesn't really undercut my point because I thought this was kind of like a genuine thing. I took its face value. I thought,
Nope.
wait a minute. Oh,
Frez,
my whole
Frez, my
yeah.
dear, welcome to the world of corporate espionage.
Oh
That's
no!
basically what this is.
Yeah, but like my whole thing was like I was talking about how you know oh, just because they become self-aware, that means they can choose to be either good or evil. It's not, oh, they became self-aware, they're automatically evil, you must kill them. It's because they were being fucking hacked that they turned into evil monsters that are trying to kill humanity.
Yeah,
Not that they
that's still
became
100%
self-aware.
true. That's still
Yeah, no, there's
100%
a whole
true.
But
Yeah,
and so I thought that when this thing, oh my god, even though they've got blue eyes, oh, this one chose to be, they can choose to be evil. Oh no, oh god, that's
no,
bad. But
no. So there's a whole scene where she is like operating on him or something like that, and he's still
yeah.
frozen.
yeah,
When they captured him with the freeze, and they literally just shoved him into a van and ran off with him.
okay.
She had performed this, and it was very mysterious. And we did
So
see. I don't know if it was this episode that we saw her taking a film of him with her
No, it
Yeah,
phone.
was
well,
it's the
she
same
was
episode.
the
she was
previous
filming
one.
him when he transformed in episode 7.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
man, that's
basically
a lot of foreshadowing.
Zaya Industries Corporation, whatever it turns out to be, is working with Ames in order to be able to, stop this whole thing. And obviously, they are a rival company to Hedon Intelligence. So they put out this video that Yua filmed and, obviously doctored because she made the Assassin Chan into the blue-eyed one in order to discredit Hedon and make it look like they're bad.
Well, she didn't. She didn't doctor the video. She
Well,
doctored.
she doctored the Huma gear,
Yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
She
So-
essentially
so-
doctored it to put it in Hedon Intelligence in the worst light possible because oh no, now it's also blue-eyed Huma gears. Therefore, it could be any Huma gears.
So what you're
Which
saying,
causes mistrust.
what you're saying is that the real bad guy in Kamen Rider Zero One is capitalism.
Yep.
Pretty much, yes.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Well.
No, we're cooking with gas.
Frez thought that this was a
and
plot
then-
hole, but no, it was just capitalism.
It was capitalism all along.
Oh
And-
God.
The true.
And I really love the scene between Yua and Isu where she's like, "Oh, where did this footage come from? I don't know." And Isu literally scans her own photographic memory and zooms in on the part on that day and zooms in on Yaiba holding up a fucking phone. And she's like, I don't know, I have to go.
Well, the thing is, it
Yeah.
starts out with Yaiba being all happy and stuff, and is talking to Izu like, Izu's her new, best friend.
Oh, it's
And
not
then
even
it's-
just that.
Yeah.
It's also she's like, yeah, I figured out human gears could be good people when they reach singularity, and then all this shit happens.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's just like,
oh yeah, I
oh,
just
you
realized.
betrayed her trust. Oh, yeah, but
but,
why?
but also, Isu can trust and be betrayed according to that. Ooh, does she have the singularity? Who knows? Because she has been saying some I statements, so I think that does imply that she has singularity by now.
But yeah, then it cuts to
I mean,
our beloved OTP.
Obviously, Kachiri don't confirm this, and obviously, if I'm completely wrong, you could probably laugh about this later. Wouldn't it be interesting if Issa was sentient all along? It was just hiding it really, really well.
That would be interesting.
Not all along. Because she's a main character, we're seeing her.
We're seeing her development now, essentially.
Yeah, we're seeing the full development. It's not like, oh, we only have this actor for 20 minutes. Let's introduce them. Boom, singularity. Boom, monster. Boom, dead.
Well, no, I was just thinking it'd be kind of cool if like obviously the human gears from the past, like what was it, 12 years ago, are going to be far, far less advanced than the ones that they have today. So I was just thinking it'd be kind of interesting if Grandpa Hedon realized that the arc and everything was going to come back just because Isu gained the sentience again. You know, reached singularity, and then he was like, "Oh shit, we're gonna go through this again." Okay, you fake it until we make it.
There's a bigger conversation. Was coming.
Okay.
Isu is Wazu was.
Oh my god. Aruto Shinaito!
Anyway.
So
Fu was very, very conflicted because he has
He's in a wheelchair.
He has memories about, how Humagears killed his family, almost killed him,
In Daybreak.
But now he has
he's
memories
at Daybreak Town.
Well, he's looking over it, essentially.
From Hedon.
Yeah, and then... Oh my goodness. And, how did Aruto find him?
Because it's on top of Hedon.
It's because Aruto has a gaydar?
Anyway, Fuwa's racist boner is confused. And I can't believe that's a sentence you made me say in episode 2 of this podcast.
Well, Fuwa has memories of Daybreak Town. He also now has memories of a Humagear fighting, being hacked to save his life.
Well, to be fair, he wouldn't remember the Humagear fighting to being hacked. He just remember a Humagear saved my life.
Aruto and Izu probably would have explained what happened.
Oh, 100%.
Either way, he's like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that the Humagears can do bad things, but also good things? Like people? What?
Yeah.
And we end the episode with Aruto making another joke, which causes Fuwa to laugh and hurrying his stitches.
It's so dorky. And that
fills him with a joke.
Oh my god, my joke was so bad it caused you physical pain. Oh no!
He's like, that's not it, you idiot!
And that's another batch of Kamen Rider 01s down.
Alright, so quick thoughts on these special episodes. We had a lot to talk about during these.
I was interested in some of the ethical and moral dilemmas that happened here. A lot of them I guess I understand this. It's a 22-minute children's karate show, so it can't give you 45 minutes of ethical debate. It's just introducing the issue to the kids and then resolving it with the simplest, most bluntest way possible of, they're a monster now, never mind. But it is interesting to raise and make the kids think about, and the adults watching with their kids, I guess. And there's some very good drama, some very good fights. I really liked that manga thing. I really liked that giant robot fight. That was probably the highlight for me. But yes, a solid batch of episodes of this Kamen Rider show. I am enjoying it.
Pat?
I have to agree. It's honestly, I think this show is getting better and better as it goes. I am very terrified of when the COVID-19 stuff, starts interfering. So it's like, oh, please don't be terrible. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. It really is essentially baby's first ethical thinking. I don't know. It's like the very first time that they introduce these sort of concepts to kids, and I've never seen a show do that besides, Yeah, maybe something like Steven Universe where it does introduce more adult topics. But this is like some really interesting stuff to think about, and it's a real moral dilemma. It's like even in this episode, we had our own disagreements about what AI could mean for us and everything. And I, for one, fully accept our AI overlords. Please don't kill me. But no, yeah, I enjoyed this batch. It's like, all the episodes were pretty fun. All the moral and ethical dilemmas were interesting to think about and debate about. And the last two we saw, which was technically a two-parter, was very interesting to move on to what we do next.
Are you guys glad we didn't do 5 through 8?
Oh,
Yeah.
that would have
Yeah.
been something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
everyone's dead. Tune in next
I
week.
originally, I really wanted to do that, but then, we have the movie right next. But anyway, Chris, your thoughts?
So, my thoughts on this. I enjoyed this batch a little bit better than the first batch. I also want to point out that this batch was a lot less nightmare inducing than the first batch. We had a lot less really scary things and a lot more existential horror things.
Yay.
So on the one hand, like, this is for kids, and we're introducing a lot of really heavy topics to children that, should remain children. But at the same time, like, this is going to be what they grow up with, given what's going on with AI right now. Maybe, like, this seems like amazing foresight to be introducing these kind of dilemmas to the people that are probably going to be feeling the brunt of it in adulthood. So that's suspicious to me. But overall, the choreography was great. The visual effects it was a weird situation because, like, on the one hand, like, what was it, episode 8 with the voice actor, or was that episode 7?
6 had the voice actor.
Yeah, 6.
Okay, episode 6. Oh my God, there was so much glitter on screen. It's like, how much did you budget for this? Because you literally covered up absolutely everything with fake glitter. And I get that you were trying to make it look icy, but I think they were just trying to add like a little bit of effects.
So you're talking about the ice?
Yes.
Okay, so that wasn't the voice
so
actor
sparkly.
one. That was the coach one. 7.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. But and then they do like the giant fighting robots at the end, and it's like,
I could tell you we only have so many more episodes of the giant fighting robots.
Yeah, those aren't going to stick around very long, I can tell.
Yeah. I will say the actual animation of the giant robots was really good. They were like pirouetting around and everything. The actual look, however.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
So
yeah, the
part of
models
the reason
were great.
part of the reason why we complained about them is I'm pretty sure it's the same animations that they just keep on putting a new paint over.
Oh no.
So they have
Oh, no.
they have a set of wireframes, and I mean, you guys will get to see the previous season's giant robots.
Oh,
in the
I get
movie
it.
coming up.
I get it. That's why these two giant robots were the exact same model, so they wouldn't have to shell out for another one.
Oh.
Kind of. I mean, they do change them per season for the toys, but yeah. But yeah, no, great set of episodes. I remember like episode 8 ending was so hype. Everyone was talking about episode 9 when it came out. Then it turned out to be the giant robot episode, and everyone complained about it.
As they should.
Okay, but like, when we're done, watch that Flash baby shower clip. And if you're at home, look up the Flash baby shower and watch it and wonder why God has abandoned us.
And also be sure to put on uBlock Origin or something. Do not give these people any money. Unless this is an independent
I'm pretty
YouTube
sure this is
channel.
This is an independent upload. This is not like Warner Brothers Discovery.
Well,
official,
Warner Brothers probably claimed it by now. Anyway,
Yeah.
So, next time we get everyone together, we are going to talk about the movie that came out between episodes 9 and 10 and ran for a few weeks. The Kamen Rider Geo and 01 crossover, Reiwa, the first generation. Uh, Basically, every Kamen Rider tends to have at least one or two crossovers. This one, I will go ahead and say right now, based because of the Geo story, I'm not going to get too much into spoilers. Ended. Like there isn't like a continue fighting for everlasting peace kind of thing. There's a reason why Geo's back in action for this movie, and it's mostly an Naruto movie. They decided to focus primarily on Naruto, but I will have to get with you guys to kind of explain the functionality of one of the bad guys in the movie. Because
So,
Geo monsters are like the weeping angels of Kamen Rider with all the
Oh
rules.
no.
okay. So if the Geo monsters are weeping angels, and this movie focuses on Naruto, that would make Geo Yaz.
I felt that.
More like Geo in this movie tends to be like, let's say, if the 11th Doctor needed help and the 10th Doctor showed up for 2 episodes to help out the 11th Doctor get his bearings.
Oh dear God. You're saying this in the year of our Lord Doctor Who David Tennant year. So you're terrifying.
This movie's great, though. I can't wait to hear you guys' reaction to it. It's actually one of the better movies, and you really don't need to know too much about like the Geo plot. However, you will question why they are in the situations they are at the start of the movie.
I will say, I do plan to go into this fully blind. I don't know about everybody else, but probably you guys are.
I most likely will, because I'll watch it with you.
Like, if anyone's watching along with us, I will recommend watching the final episode of Geo, because like the final 3 minutes explain.
I will say, I'm kind of hoping that this gets me really interested in Geo, just because I want that intrigue. It's like, essentially, it's relying on you to have watched every single Kamen Rider, or at the very least, the 2 seasons. It's like, that's a whole ass season on top of part of a season plus this movie. So
Geo's the 20-year anniversary. Geo is 20 seasons of Kamen Rider of history into the main show itself.
What?
Oh, damn.
What? Holy shit.
Okay, so Geo is an anniversary rider. His whole gimmick is he transforms into armors. So,
this is the guy who uses the other Kamen Riders as armors, right?
Oh.
I remember you talking about this.
So, you guys saw pictures of Kamen Rider X-Aid.
Kamen Rider Gamer, yes.
Yeah. This is Kamen Rider Geo X-Aid armor.
Kamen Rider Geo X-Aid armor.
Oh my god.
What?
Yes,
Please tell me he does that in the movie.
No.
I'm going to have to watch this series.
He's got the Super Photicom badge on his chest.
I'm going to have to watch this series.
This is Kamen Rider Geo Ghost armor.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Why does he have speakers on his shoulders?
Those are eyes.
What?
Oh, beautiful.
So have any of you seen one of the basilisks from Dark Souls?
Oh no!
It's the juice one. It's the juice one.
It's Kamen Rider Gaim. Well, I mean Kamen Rider Geo Gaim armor.
Gaim. Fruit.
What's a gaim?
Delicious.
About Tree Fitty.
Kamen Rider Double. I mean Kamen Rider Geo Double armor.
I actually watched a little bit of Kamen Rider Double.
Are those guns or USB?
Those are USBs. In Kamen Rider Double, basically a corporation created USB with a drug inside to turn people into monsters, and so they were dopants because they were dopants. They were doping on the drug inside the USBs.
How did they connect the USBs to themselves? Did people have USB ports?
They had a port installed on their arm.
Oh. Just
Oh.
specifically for the drug, or is this like a general thing that everybody has?
Yeah, it looks like I don't know if I can find a picture of it, but it looks like a tattoo kind of.
Oh.
Um,
Oh.
it's like
That's,
you know how phones you know like how phones nowadays has like you can touch it to something.
Yes.
Um,
Ah.
so the people who were the bad guys of Double, who were hooked on being doped up and super powered, had that tattooed on them.
And this is for
And then
kids.
yeah, well,
Japan goes hard.
One of the Super Sentais around the time had a monster whose name Sora translated was like one of the many ways people translated it to 1,000 disembowelments.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
jeez. Ow. Ow.
Ow.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, he also looks like he could cause 1,000 disembowelments.
Wow. Oh,
Ooh.
Lord. That's
So,
Chris.
he's single?
No. He's not single. His the spirits of his wife and child that he killed are inside that sword.
Of
Oh.
course.
Holy shit.
Oh,
But also, he's single.
and the way he dies in Super Sentai is amazing. I know we're way off track. The way he dies in Super Sentai is amazing. The Red Ranger cuts his sword in two while cutting him down like head to toe. He transforms back to his human self, tells the Red Ranger the fight is not over yet, goes to pick up his sword, but his sword is stuck. He looks down, and it's his wife and kid holding his leg down.
Oh.
Revenge.
Also,
And it looks back to the Red Ranger looking down, and his sword went through his foot, pinning him to the ground.
Good God.
oh shit.
And then finally, because he waits all his danger trying to get the sword out, the cut the Red Ranger made from the top of his head bomb starts to form, and then he explodes outwards that way.
Yikes.
Okay, American children? Pussies.
Yeah.
If this is what Japanese children
yeah.
are getting on like a daily
And
or weekly
what-
basis, holy crap.
Yeah,
And there's
don't look
one
at me.
more-
I was born in Canada.
There's one more thing to this story. Oh, hey, I found the image, by the way. There's one more thing to the story. So they did adapt this to America.
Oh no.
As Power Ranger Samurai. And they
Oh.
had the character
Oh.
in the show, but they made him not as hardcore. They definitely made him not as hardcore.
Well, yes, because he
his
was in
actor,
America.
though. Yeah, his actor though was a former Red Ranger from Wild Force,
Uh-oh.
and he came back to play the character, and
Hot.
he's currently
Well,
in
it's
prison
hot,
for at
Is he
least
the-
another 20 or so years.
Is he the one who
Wait,
killed his
what?
roommate with a sword?
He's the one that killed his roommate. With
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you fucking
Oh my.
God?
Yeah.
He caused
Yeah.
one of them
Am I attacked the psychos?
Oh. So, Kajiri, where can you find us ugly people?
You can find me at the Kuchiri. You can find Fresno at Freezing Infernos on Twitch and Twitter. I'm Concave Usurper's Cat on Twitch and Twitter. Hawk does not have any social media.
She's a
Hawk,
cryptid.
Chris, wow.
Yes, I'm a cryptid. Just try and find me.
Listen, honestly,
mean,
you're making the right
$12.
decision.
I mean,
Stay off of Twitter. It's
Chris,
a hell right now.
our Twitters are connected, Chris. Just saying.
uh,
I mean,
You mean
you're not gonna
you mean
find
your
me, though.
ex websites? You mean your ex is connected?
Should we also plug Sean Dillon because he really wants to be a part of this?
Yes.
Fucking get.
Go ahead. I don't know Sean Dillon that well.
You can buy The Tower Through the Trees by Sean Dillon on Amazon.com, and also, yeah. So if they get on the show, we'll link their Twitter and whatnot as well too.
I don't know how we're going to handle it if we do decide to choose build. Anyway, yeah, no. Next time we all get together, we're going to be talking about a movie.
Hey.
Oh boy, Kino!
And yeah,
Yay.
thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Have a good rest of your day while I figure out I am attracted to psychos.
So, do you guys want me to explain the geo rules real